Hello and welcome back to the channel. Big news this morning as Rafe Judkins, the showrunner for The Wheel of Time, breaks his silence on the cancellation of the show, speaking out for the first time about it in his Instagram stories. And this definitely puts an emotional spin on things. Before I jump into it, if you'd like to help support the channel, check out Road to Valon on Patreon and YouTube memberships. And if that isn't your thing, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. So let's get into it. After reading over his thoughts, it's apparent he's feeling frustration and disappointment. He writes, "I've been asked the same question many times the last week. Why was the Wheel of Time canceled? And the truth is, I don't know. I wish I could say something clear and tidy that explains to all those who love it why it's coming to an end, but sadly, I can't. What I can say is that the actors and crew on our show are the most talented and wonderful group of people I've ever had the pleasure to work with, and we've all been incredibly lucky to make something that not only was beloved by fans and even critics, but was also watched by huge numbers of people all over the world, appearing in the Nielsen Top 10 for nearly 20 weeks, a feat very few shows have been able to match in the last decade. One of my core goals in making this show, even from the earliest crafting of the pitch, has been to tell the whole story, because the Wheel of Time books do what television has always done best: get better as they go. And as our actors and team came on board, they too could see the potential if we were allowed to finish this incredible story. We made many sacrifices, both personal and creative, along the way to get to that ending, so coming up short feels like a devastating blow for all of us. Much has been written about this larger trend in TV towards fewer seasons with less episodes and finding quicker ways to acquire additional streaming subscribers. But I genuinely believe that this goes against the fundamental strength of television, long-form storytelling. It's an art form, much like epic fantasy, which at its very best gives people a place to go and spend time with the characters that they love year after year after year. And I believe there are executives, studios, and networks who know that. I believe that we will find our way through this current iteration of the industry and back to what we do best: bringing great characters into people's living rooms and lives every week. Will the Wheel of Time get to do that with another network and finish the story? Sadly, it's not something that happens often, but it does happen. In fact, one of the reasons we first chose Amazon as a home for the show was because they were in the midst of picking up The Expanse after Sci-Fi canceled it. So, who knows? Perhaps the Wheel of Time show will do what the books have always managed to do since day one: defy the traditional definitions of beginnings and ends. I certainly hope it does, because this book series and these fans deserve to see the story finished. And that's where the comment ends. I think it's clear he cared a lot about finishing the story and working with the team to see it all to the end. You can really tell this meant something personal to him. He's also expressing some confusion too. He doesn't know why the show was canceled, which makes it harder for him and most likely for all of the Wheel of Time fans out there to find closure. I imagine it's really hard for him to explain it to fans while still feeling all the feelings. But at the same time, he's proud. He knows the show reached a lot of people and had a real impact. I think it's fair for him to be grieving a little bit. He talks about sacrifices, about coming up short, and about how painful that is. Something that really stands out to me is where he says, "Much has been written about the larger trend in TV towards fewer seasons with less episodes and finding quicker ways to acquire additional streaming subscribers. but I genuinely believe this goes against the fundamental strengths of television long-form storytelling, because I believe he is getting to what a lot of fans thought as well. The Wheel of Time isn't a story that can be so easily broken down into 8 episodes. These are characters with such massive character arcs that we need to sit with them and spend the time with them. It also speaks to the metrics that streaming platforms use these days, which can sometimes have almost arbitrary metrics. These platforms seem to value subscribers over quality. And while there is definitely a valid relationship between the two, it tends to aim for picking up the widest possible audience, which creates a space where studios push for changes in the script. Not saying this is what happened in the case of the Wheel of Time, but I do believe there is some evidence to support this. But on a positive note, Rafe still has a little hope the show could continue elsewhere, even if he knows it's unlikely. Personally, I think it's great for those who are interested in the Save Watt fan campaign to keep pushing for a renewal on a different platform and to throw their weight behind it. The day the show was canceled, I put together a multi-page plan for a billboard campaign, and the good people at Watt Series and the elected group of organizers, Melindra, Goat Brother, Joe, Critter XD, Malkier's King, Omar, and Malkier Talks, took my plan, enacted it, and it's already hit the first targeted goal. The GoFundMe for said billboard currently sits at over $17,000. As I said in a previous video, a little publicity can't be bad. The fandom can do great things when they put their minds to it. I'm excited to see what happens next. I'll definitely link that GoFundMe in the comments, but will it be enough? Rafe seems to think there is a glimmer of hope. Realistically, I think this will fall to the fans and into the pockets of another streaming platform, and just how much publicity can be drummed up. But as I said in the past, I think it's very fair for people to prepare themselves with the idea that this could be the end of the series. If we infer from Rafe's message here, fans should hold on to hope but shouldn't count on it. Wheel of Time fans might be one of the most resilient groups of fans out there. They lost the original author Robert Jordan, who died before finishing the series, and managed to keep the story alive for decades until it was finished. Can they do the same thing with the television show? I think they can. That wraps things up. Make sure you like and subscribe for more updates, and I'll see you back next time.